Hey guys, it's Isabel. Now, a lot of you who have watched my videos and are subscribers to me know that I am a huge fan of the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. Now this palette is my favorite palette of all time. A lot of you who do watch my videos frequently do ask me about the palette and ask me if it's worth the investment. It is about $56. It has great matte colors, great shimmer colors, and it just has every color that I think works great for my skin tone and for my eye color. Not everyone wants to spend like 60 bucks on an eyeshadow palette, and buying only 12 shadows really isn't worth it to some people. I completely understand. But the other day I discovered a dupe palette. I discovered a palette that is about $40 less than the Naked 3. They're very, very similar in quality, so it's almost as if you're getting the Naked 3 palette but with a bunch more colors. So introducing the Revealed 2 palette. Now this is by Coastal Scents, and it's kind of like the same idea going on here. This is Revealed, this is Naked. The size is pretty similar. When you open up the Revealed 2, you get all of these colors, and they're basically around the same size as the Naked 3 shadow sizes. So I'm going to start off with the Naked 3 palette, and we're going to be taking the first color, and it is Strange. Here is Strange, which is like a matte nude white color, bone color. And then the color, the second color in the Revealed 2 palette, both matte. The only thing is I would say Strange is a bit more pigmented, but I mean, it's really not that big of a difference. So this one is the second color, and it is Dust. And then taking the pink shimmer color from the Revealed 2 palette, which is like the same kind of sheen. Dust is a little bit more of a warm pink. This is more of a cool tone pink, but you can see how similar the two are. This is Urban Decay's Burnout, which is quite a sheer color. And then this is the dupe from the Coastal Scents palette. Again, Burnout is probably a little bit more warm toned, and then the Revealed 2 one is a little bit more cool tone. But you can see how similar they are. Similar in sheen, similar in payoff, and just basically the same color. The only thing that's a little different is the undertone. Here is Limit from the Urban Decay palette. So it's a very, very light color, light dusty pink, and it's matte, so sorry if it doesn't show up too well. And then here's the dupe. This one is very similar to Nooner, and this one is kind of a cross between Limit and Nooner. So I'll show you Nooner in a second. You'll see how similar they look, but this is a pretty good dupe for Limit if you like it. Next one here is Buzz. Now Buzz is one of my favorite colors in the palette, and I found this one, it's a little bit more purpley than Buzz, but it looks very similar. So this one is Trick, and Trick is probably my favorite color out of the entire palette. It's a very gold, shimmery, bronzy color, and this is the dupe for it in the Coastal Scents palette. Now I'm pretty sure this could look very similar to Trick if you don't do it too pigmented, because it does look like a darker version of Trick. So it's a little bit darker, it has the same bronzy gold thing going on, and the shimmer is a little bit less thick and noticeable, but they're both so similar. In person, they look so similar. So this one is Nooner, and it's my favorite crease color. It's just a very nice matte mauve-y, cool tone brown kind of color, perfect for the crease. And here is its dupe, and look at the similarity there, guys. So similar. Really, Nooner's a little bit more warm toned. I've been noticing that a lot of the colors in the Revealed 2 palette are a little more cool toned and less warm toned, but basically the same color. Now this is Urban Decay's Liar, which is kind of like a shimmery Nooner to me. And here is its dupe, which is crazy similar. Very similar in payoff, and I would say the dupe is a little bit darker, but it's hardly noticeable. So right here we have Factory from the Urban Decay palette, and here is the dupe. Oops. So again, Factory is a lot warmer, and the dupe is a lot more cooler, but they are basically super similar. It's really not that big of a difference. Now here is Mugshot, which is pretty similar to the two, and here is the dupe for Mugshot. So similar there, guys. Very, very similar. Now here is Dark Side, and Dark Side I would say is not very pigmented, and it's just like a nice dark gray but kind of shimmery. I would say the Dupe is a lot more pigmented. This basically looks like a darker version. So if I darken up Dark Side a little bit, it does look very similar to the Dupe, but the Dupe is just basically a more pigmented version of Dark Side. So in this case, it's better to go with the Dupe because it's a lot more pigmented than Dark Side. So here's the last color. This is a very unique color. It is basically a black with purple and pink shimmer running through it. So these beautiful pink purple pigments give it a pink purple hue to it. So it's a very shimmery black color, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I kid you not, there is basically an exact dupe for it in the Coastal Scents palette. I would say the Dupe is more black and has less of the pink and purple pigment running through it, but it's very similar. And to be honest, when you put Dark Side on, it does look more just black with a little bit of shimmer. It doesn't look like this crazy stripe like I have here. So it's basically the same color. It has a very similar look in the palette as well. So honestly, it's just up to preference. So you see how similar these two palettes are. Now I know some of the colors aren't exactly the same, but I really think you get a lot of bang for your buck getting the Coastal Scents palette, especially if you are on a budget, because not only do you get the dupes for these guys, you also get extra colors as well. And what I found is that in some of the colors, although they're not exactly like the Naked 3 colors, you can mix a couple of them together. So I found that the Naked 3 colors a lot of times were in betweens for some of the colors in here. It's like $16. This is almost $60, so definitely something to look into. And I think Coastal Scents does have very great payoff. They have great pigmentation, and it's not like a cheap palette. It's very lightweight, which is unlike this one. This one I feel is more fragile because it's heavier. It has broken on me. You saw the mirror broke on me, so probably because I use it like crazy, but still, it is such a great palette here. Give it a try, guys. Leave me your feedback down below. I know there's probably a lot more dupes out there of Naked 3 colors separately and stuff, but I like Coastal Scents because they say they are cruelty-free. Also, the Revealed 3D palette is wonderful too. If you can't get your hands on the Revealed 2, look for the Revealed 3D. They're pretty similar, but this is more like the Naked 3 palette, I would say. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos from me. I will have some makeup tutorials coming out pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. And give me a big old thumbs up if this video was helpful, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.